How to create a component in Framer. So hello guys and welcome back to today's video. In today's video, let's talk about how we will be able to create a component that we could utilize in Framer. So as you can see right now, we're currently in the dashboard or the home page of our Framer over here. So let's open one of our projects over here to test out or to create a component and show you how to play around with it. So let's work on this project that we have. Now, components are parts of the website or parts of the different sections that has their own functionality or does have their own modification. So if you're using templates such as this one, if you use templates that came from our insert over here, such as these ones over here, if you click on layers and open one of these, you might be able to find components such as this one. Components are identified with this icon, and it is typically color purple as you can see. So under stock, we have the countdown component, and on the other parts, I think there's more, or I think this is it. This is the only one that we have on our current template. But on other parts, if you utilize other types of sections over here, such as interactions or stuff like from the slideshow, you may be able to identify that those are actually components. And what are the difference of a component to a normal element? So components have some sort of interaction or some sort of uh, reaction to different things. So for example, the countdown, of course, it counts down to a number. And this is a type of component that has different or like has a specific settings over here. As you can see, it's currently a component and there's different settings that is going to be available over here. Now, how do you create your own component? So for example, let's create a frame over here. Now this is just a very empty frame. Let's put it over here. Let's give it a bit of a design. So let's put a radius over here to give it a bit of curve. There we go. Let's change it to a different color, maybe yellow, something like this. And now, to be able to turn this into a component, simply click on right click. And you will be able to see here the option to turn this specific frame that I had just made into a component. You can create components with rows or other simple options over here. You can create components with text, with images, with videos, and even already existing parts over here. Like for example, this entire stack, I could turn it into a component if I prefer. So let's click on this one. Let's click on create component. And let's say test as the name of the component for now. As you can see, you are now able to modify it with more flexibility. You could add different things on it, or you can even add a variant. So let's create a variant over here. So this will occur, or we could make it so that if we click on this, there we go, click on it, it will transform into something like this. And we could change this into a different color. So let's say blue. And if we now save this, let's go back home. We now have this as our component. So if I try to open this, we could still view the insides over here. So let's go home and let's actually put it into our page over here. So which one, or let me delete some sections over here that we don't really need. There we go. And put it into our website. There we go. And let's click on publish. Let's open our website or our URL. And let's demonstrate if it is working. Oh, so it didn't update. So let's click it again. And wait for it. So the functionality that we selected for this component is that it should transform into a different color upon a specific action. So if you click this, as you can see, it will change into the color of that. Now, components, as you saw earlier, mentioned that it had or it could have many variants. So you could have as many variants as you want, as many versions of your uh, component that it could transform to. So let's create another one over here. So this one, I want it to be a color red. And let's actually add some text over here. So let's say red, and let's say blue. So we could have this as buttons, or we could, imagine it as buttons. So let's see. Is there options for us to have something over here? So these are variables. So this is where you're customizing things as well. This is where you're going to customize the different parts. So you could customize text to colors to interactions. As you can see here, these are other things. More options for your components. So there's formatted text over here, as you can see. But let me have this one for now. So I want this so that if I click on transition, on click, yes, I want it to transform into variant 2. Or, it's wrong. So variant 1. 3. There we go. And this one, I want it to turn into variant number 2. There we go. So if we go back home, put it inside again, publish it, and let's go back here, let's refresh it. We now have this text over here. So if I click on red, but I guess it's overwriting our original, or the original option over here, which is this one. There we go. So I want to remove this. We should this one. So where was our original interaction over here? So we could select this. There we go. So we remove that. So the blue acts like that. This one acts like this. And let's publish it again. Oh, it's not the same thing. Anyway, wait. Let's put it here. Publish, update. But you could see the amount of uh, things that you will be able to potentially do with this. It's not working, I guess. It worked briefly. There we go. This one, it's not working. But this one I did correctly. As you can see, it was turning red when I select it, as you can see. But I guess you should properly use the correct variable or the correct element for it to work properly. And for this one, I actually want to try turning this into a component. There we go. Create. And this one over here, what if we have this entire thing? So if you hover over hover, we could make it do something else, like have a different effect or have some sort of a different image. I guess we could do that. So let's say do this, we do that. That's updating it. Now if we go back home, publish it, and let's view it. So we set it to hover. So expectedly, or what we expect it to happen is when we hover it, as you can see, it's going to change. So it's more on interaction or how you want a specific element to react. So that's what component is for. So that's basically it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.